Hello, testing, testing, testing. Yo, testing, testing. Can you hear me? Can you hear me? Just a minute, let me check. Let me check, let me check, let me check. Hello, how's my voice? Hello? Yeah, I think all good. So let's proceed. Close this. So I have completed all the revision part. And also I've completed the rotate matrix. So I'll just show you what I did. Uh yeah, I'll switch on the camera. Just a minute. Properties. Activate. Yeah. Okay, 1 minute. Cam, cam. Full அப்பதான் focus. Full focus. அதெல்லாம் பஸ் மூஞ்சி போட தெரியும் கேமரா. Zero views. Bro, enough. இருக்கிறதே பெரிய விஷயம். கிரேட்ஃபுல்லா இருக்கேன் நான். Unlike you. Unlike you, I'm very, very grateful. Very. This is where I sit straight. Yeah, that was good. Okay, okay. How do I... Okay, I'll just keep this over... Um, keep this over here where I can see what's happening with my face. Yep. Okay. I'll lock this. Okay. Yeah, so rotate matrix and I'll open this. So yeah, yeah, okay, got it. So this is the question. 1 minute. Let me go to the YouTube links, copy this link. Okay. So yeah, this is the question. All set. So yeah, so the question is to rotate a matrix 90 degrees to the right. So clockwise direction, 90 degrees. So what we are doing is we are making an observation. So in the coding, so we make observation. Okay, so what is observation? So we'll see 1, 2, 3 is row is a column in this matrix. So row becomes a column, and the second row becomes the second column, and the third row becomes the first column. And also if you notice 7, 8, 9 becomes, what happens to 7, 8, 9? Yeah, 7, 8, 9. Yeah, correct. So what is happening here? Um, so rows, okay, let's just take columns to rows. So 1, 4, 7, becomes 741. 258 becomes 852. 35369 becomes 963. So all are inverted, all are transposed, right? So the columns are converted to rows, okay, and every columns is going to convert into row, and also what is happening, every row is reversed. So 147 becomes 741. So what we have to do, first we have to convert the rows into columns. So what is the mathematical way to do row to column is transpose. So what is meaning of transpose? Just making the columns to rows and rows to columns, that's it. Okay, so in coding, how do you do transpose? So I've noted it. So for transpose, and if you notice the transpose, the diagonal elements will be same. I can't show it here, but yeah, the diagonal elements of a transpose, I mean the principal diagonal elements of the transpose will always be the same. It won't change from the non-transposed matrix. So what we do, we take the elements after the principal diagonal element and we swap it with the elements which are before the principal diagonal. So 2 will be swapped with 4, 3 will be swapped with 7, 6 will be swapped with 8. That's what we do. And this process is what I've done here. So for the transpose, we do this. So we transpose the matrix, and once we transpose the matrix, we'll get this matrix, but every row will be reversed, right? So 147, 258, and 3, 6, 9. It will be like that. So we have to reverse each array. That's what I did here. So reverse array. So we just have to iterate through each array of the matrix, and we have to reverse each of the array. That's it. This is the process. So this is what I've done, and I've got the output right. Yeah. So I'll close this. So let's see what is this question. Next question. The stream is working good now, I hope. Um, okay. So yeah, the question is, given an array of intervals where intervals of I is equal to start I comma end I. Okay. Merge all overlapping intervals and return an array of the non-overlapping intervals that cover all the intervals in the input. So you don't understand. Let me read it again. Given an array of intervals where intervals of I is equal to start of I and end of I. Okay, got it. Merge all overlapping intervals and return an array of the non-overlapping intervals that cover all the intervals in the input. Mm, 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 mm. Okay, so we'll see the sample. Intervals 1, 3, 2, 6, 8, 10, 5, 18. So output is 1, 6. What do 1, 6? What? Oh, okay, okay. So 1, 3, 2 to 6. 1 to 3, 3 2 to 6. So overlapping interval. So directly 1 to 6. 8 to 10 is separate and 5 to 18 is separate. So, okay, got it. Got it. Okay. So intervals 1 to 4 and 4 to 5. So it will be 4, 1 to 5 directly. Okay, got it. Got it. Got it. So how do I do it? The brute force method. Uh, check this will be. Are they sorted though? Nope, I don't think so. It's sorted. Okay. So you go here, check this, combine this. So you take this again, you go to the next, check it, it's not there, check it, take this, combine this. Again you come here, go there, check this, okay, that's what you do. So, back it up. Hi bro, hi bro. What's the question? Merge intervals. We have to find the merged intervals in the array, and we have to combine them, and we have to input them in an array and return the input. Sorry, return the output array. Question seems easy, bro, but I think let's do the brute force approach. I think that's better. So what do we do? First, we'll create a new array, and how many final array is equal to? No, I think final array won't be there because every time we combine, we have to again check the array, and we have to add again and again, right? So how do I combine? Okay, this we don't know. No, no, it should not be array, final array. So full 50 iterate. So let's do the iteration for I is equal to 0, then n I plus plus. So n will be n is equal to intervals. Okay, so okay, how do I do it? Uh, okay, let's just start with the two for loop. Oh, we don't need it though. Have to select the first one of every I, that's it, and check with the next one. Okay, I think we need it for int j is equal to, let's say I, Plus 1. Why not? I is lesser than n. Sorry, j. So first we'll take this. Check. Next. Check. Next. Check. So is something which repeats again and again. Let me write the pseudo code. What do you say? Let me try the pseudo code. How do I write the pseudo code? Brute force. Um, brute force. Okay. Iterate through the array. Take the first element as இப்படிதான் ஒண்ணுமே பண்ண மாட்டான் ஒண்ணுமே பண்ண மாட்டான் அவன் பாட்டு இருப்பான் அவன் பாட்டு சைலண்டா இருப்பான் நீ எதுவும் பண்ணாத பர்டிகுலர் okay now iterate the entire array from the next array entire from the consecutive subarray. Okay. Consecutive subarray. Okay. So now if the subarray's second element is lesser than or equal to the subarray's first element. அங்கதான் வந்தா இங்க வெளில தான் வந்தா much okay How do I merge and put it in? Okay, I'm gonna see. I'm gonna see the uh, because I don't wanna stress out myself. If I do that, I'll stop. Merging overlap intervals, brute optimal with precise time complexity analysis. Okay.
So this is another lecture from the Strivers A to Z DSA course. Just in case you're for the first time here, this is world's most in-depth course when we talk about DS Algo. Why do I say that? This course has 455 modules. By the end of the course, you would have solved more than 400 plus problems when it comes to DS Algo. You can go over the entire internet. You can buy any of the paid courses. None of them will be teaching you DS Algo in
Chill,
such
bro.
depth. Something that I can give. If you're given definition of that, so what does the problem state? It states that you will be given an array of n sub intervals. Now what is the definition of sub interval? If you're given 1, 3, it means it starts at 1, it ends at 3. That is a particular sub interval. Now your task is to merge all the overlapping sub intervals into one and find me out how many minimum, yes, how many minimum intervals you can give me. So if I have to understand overlapping, let me give you an example. So if I take this 1, 3, and I can say this one starts at here and goes till here. If I take this 2, 6, I can say it goes from 2 to 6 till here, right? If I take probably 8 and 9, I can say 8 and 9 is this much. Wow, that's a longer one. So 8 and 9 is this much. If I take 9 and 11, I can say 9 is from here and 11 is still here. Perfect. If I take 8 and 10, so it can be like 8 and 10, right? If I take 2 and 4, it'll be like 2 till here, 4, correct? If I take 15 and 18, it'll be 15 till 18. If I take 16 and 17, 16 and 17, understood? So I've drawn all the intervals. If you see, all the three intervals can actually be written as into one and can be written as 1 comma 6, because if you take 1 and 6, you will be able to have all the
Ah. Hello. Yeah, so I'm back. What's going on? What's going on? Uh, yes.
Overlapping intervals into one, right? So that is why 1 comma 6. If you look at over here, that's like 8 to 11,
Okay.
and you get all of them into a single one. If you look at over here, it's 15 to 18, and if you take 15 to 18, you get all of them into one. Now, you might ask, why not take 1 to 18 and you will have everything? In that case, you will be having a lot of empty places. So when you talk about 1 to 6, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, each of the coordinates is being touched by someone. If you see, is being touched by someone. So one of the intervals has to touch it. So that is why I have to find the minimum possible intervals that you can club them into. And for this particular example, this will be the answer. So it will be shrinked into 3 possible sub-intervals after you have merged all the overlapping ones. So this is what you have to return me. Yes, merge them and return me the number of number of sub-intervals that they can be merged into. So this problem comes up in an interview. What is the first brute force solution that comes to your mind? If I can think of, it will be like, probably let's try to keep the intervals together. Like if you saw 1, 3, 2, 6 and 2, 4. If I can somewhere keep them together and clubbing them into one interval will be easier. So my first approach will be 1. If I can somewhere keep them together and clubbing them into one interval will be easier. So my first approach will be to club them together, right? Like to keep all the closer intervals together. So for the brute force, what I'll do is, the first step will be, let us sort them up. So if I sort them up, what I'll get is, probably first I'll get 1, 3. So when you sort pairs, at first it gets sorted by the first element. If at any moment the first element is equal, like for this and this, the first element is equal, then it will get sorted by the second element. Got it? So if I sort it, then 2, 4 will come in, then 2, 6, then 8, 9, then 8, 10, then 9, 11, then 15, 18, and then 16, 17. Perfect. I've written down each of the pairs in the sorted order. Next, what you will do is, you will basically start iterating over, and you will be at 1, 3. Let's stand at 1, 3 and say that is my possible interval. Just hypothetically say this is my possible interval. I'm like, okay. And now I will go to the next interval. I'll be like 2, 4. Hey, 2, 4. Are you overlapping? How will you know it is overlapping? Very simple. If it is 2, 4, and if you see the first element is before the last element, if the first element is before the last element, it is an overlapping. So I can say the 2, 4 is overlapping. So this 1, 3 will expand. Can I say, in order to accumulate 2, 4, this will become 1, 4. Because if you take 1, 4, 2, 4 gets accumulated. Perfect. Next, I will try to move to 2, 6. Can I say 2, 6 is also overlapping? Why? Because the first is before the last. So overlapping. How will you accumulate it? Probably changing this to 6. If I change this to 6, can I accumulate the 2, 6? I can. I can definitely accumulate. So, fine. Let's go to the next. 8, 9. So, we know one thing for sure. 8, 9 is not overlapping. Why? 8 is greater than 6. If it is greater, how will it overlap? So, can I say, I have got my overlapping things. Do I need to go ahead and check for this? No. Because if one is not, it is sorted. So, anyone after it will never be stopped. So, you got 1, 6. Okay. Next, move to the next. So, when you move to the next, what happens? You have a 2, 4. And you see the 2, 4 is already there in the previous, like, this was your previous 1 previous interval that you got. It's already there. So if 2 comma 4 is already there, how do you know it's already there? Because the last element 4 is before 6, so it's already there. You don't need to do anything. Go ahead. 2 comma 6, it's already there. How do you know? The last element is before, so it's already there. Don't do anything. Move ahead. 8 comma 9, 8 comma 9, it's not here because the first element is out of this. It's not here. So you again consider this as one other interval and you start doing the same step. You stand here and you look at the other intervals. Who can be a part of you? You stand here and you look at the other intervals. Who can be a part of you? So you'll be like 8 comma 10. Can you be a part of me? He says, yes, I can because this is before this. So I will silently make it 10. Right? Then we'll move to 9 comma 11. Can you be a part of me? Yes, because 9 is before 10. So I'll just silently make it 11 so that it is a part. Next, I'll move to 15 comma 18, which is out, I stop. And I get this as 8 comma 11. And next, I'll move to 8 comma 10. 8 comma 10 says, I'm already in row. Let's move. 9 comma 11 says, I'm already in. Okay, let's move. 15 comma 18 says, I'm not in. Please create a new one for me. He goes there and creates a new one for him. 15 comma 18. Perfect. And he stands here. He'll stand there and he'll look at the forwards. 16 comma 17. Can you be a part of me? He says, yes, because 16 is before 18. So I can overlap with you. So if I overlap, it is 17, but it's 18. It's already overlapping. Do you need to change 18? No. Please be careful. Do not change it if it is being accumulated. So do not change it. Done? Can I say the iteration for this is over? Next, move to 16 comma 17. It's already there. Over. So I got my answer. This is the extreme brute I can think of. What I did, first I took the 1 and I checked these two can be apart and I took them. And then I moved. And again I checked I have a new and then these two can be apart. So I took them. Then again I moved. And I saw this is a new. And again I took them. So it's kind of standing at 1 and looking forward who can be a part of it. So I'm still looking forward. So we can improve it. But as of now, let's try to write the code for this one and then we can try to improve it. Got it? So let's quickly code this up again. You can find the problem link in the description. Probably I'll find the array.size. Perfect. Next, sort it. Quite simple. So I'll go ahead and sort it. Once I've sorted it, what is my next job? I know one thing for sure, that I need to have this particular answer. So I'll have something which stores all the answers and I'll return it. And if you remember, we started iterating from here and we went on till the last. So we will go ahead and write a loop which starts from the first and goes till the last. Now what did we do? When we stood here, we probably considered this as the starting interval, right? That is what we did. So maybe I can take the start as array of I of 0 because it is storing list of list. And I can take the end as array of I of 1. Now, can you tell me one thing? When you started, you took 1 comma 3 and that 3 got replaced by 4 and then got replaced by 6. But what if you were at 2 comma 4? Did you do anything for 2 comma 4? No. Why? Because it was already a part of this. When you moved this pointer to 2 comma 4, it was already a part of 1 comma 6 that was computed. So you are like, hey, listen, if you have some previous interval, if you have some previous interval, which means you're not empty, and my end, I'm lying in you, that means 2 comma 4 lies in this interval. That means 4 is to 2 comma 4. It is already a part of 1 comma 6 that was computed. So you are like, hey, listen, if you have some previous interval, if you have some previous interval, which means you're not empty, and my end, I'm lying in you, that means 2 comma 4 lies in this interval. That means 4 is lesser than equal to the 6, right? So answer of back, if you do back, what happens is you get this. If you're standing here, you get 1 comma 6, and this is at the first index. So answer of back of 1, if you do this, you'll basically get whatever is the end of the
All will
last
be empty.
interval.
Answer
And if this is the
empty, na?
case, you're already lying inside it. Don't do anything. One. So answer of back, if you do back, what happens is you get this. If you're standing here, you get 1 comma 6,
And is
and
not
this is at the
equal to
first index.
lesser than equal
The answer of back of 1, if you do this, you'll basically get whatever is the end of the last interval. And if this is the case, you're already lying inside it. Don't do anything. Go ahead. And if it is not, then this will be a part of your new interval. Imagine you're starting at 1 comma 3. Imagine you started at 1 comma 3. So you have considered the start to be 1
இது
and end to be 3.
தலைவலி இது கரெக்டா படிக்கும்போது தான் அப்படியே வேற லெவல்ல தூக்கம் வருது. Shit. ஆ? ஆமா. அதான் கொஞ்ச நேரம் இல்ல. அப்படிதான். ஆல்வேஸ். அது இப்ப வேணாம் எனக்கு. இப்ப வேணாம். ஓகே நான் இப்ப தூங்க போறேன். ஆனா எங்கம்மா சொன்ன? நான் எங்கம்மா கேட்டேன்? பசிக்கவே இல்லம்மா. What the fuck, bro? What can I do? Can I do? Yeah, yeah. Okay, okay. Light up,
3.
activate.
Now what are you doing? You're starting at 2 comma 4, then you're going 2 comma 6, then you're checking 8 comma
Okay.
9, right? So you have to go from the next. You have to go from the next.
Let me rewatch it.
This 1 comma
Empty.
6 is lesser than equal
If
2
answer
micro
dot
lies in this
empty,
interval. That means 4 is lesser than equal to the 6, right? So answer of back, if you do back, what happens is you get this. If you're standing here, you get 1 comma 6, and this
Okay.
is at the first index. The answer of back of 1, if you do this,
Okay.
you'll basically get whatever is the end of the last interval. And if this is the case,
Okay.
you're already lying inside it. Don't do anything. Go ahead. And if it is not, then this will be a part of your new interval. Imagine you're starting at 1 comma 3. Imagine you started at 1 comma 3. So you have considered the start to be 1 and end to be 3. Now what are you doing? You're starting at 2 comma 4,
Oh,
then you're
and will
going 2
be
comma
updated.
6, then you're
Okay,
checking 8 comma 9, right? So you have to
Okay,
go from the next.
okay.
You have to go from the next. So you go from the next. Perfect. And what do? You basically say, hey, 2 comma 4, are you overlapping? Which means 2. Are you lesser than 3? Which means you're overlapping. So just write it. If array of j,
But where
the
is he
start
adding, dude? Where is he adding? Okay, he'll add. I hear it. Okay.
thing is lesser than whatever interval I've taken, lesser than this, that means it's lying. If it is lying, the end will get updated too.
Plus 1 But answer update பண்ணலையேவா? Start and answer at empty. Parity ever.
Max of end, very important. If you've taken 1 comma 3, the 4 gets updated, the 6 gets updated. But at this case, when you're at 15 comma 18, even if the 16 comma 17 lies, 17 will not update. Thereby, please make sure you take the max. If you're greater, fine, I need to extend my range. Otherwise, I will not. And if this is not the case, I can say breakout. No need to check for any other. If that's not the case, breakout. Because if you're not lying, your previous elements will no more overlap. So just break out. At the end, can I say the start and end will be updated to the new intervals? And that is what you can always store in your answers, like start, comma, end. Perfect. That is what you'll store and that is what you can easily return. Now I'll quickly go ahead and try to run it off and see if it is running fine. It is. So what about the time complexity? N login for sure. So I can say N login for sorting
I don't understand that
plus
much.
how much is this? Might
How much?
easily return. Now I'll quickly go ahead and always
Then
previously to check range. Otherwise the main will
I
not
never give up.
update. Thereby please make sure you take the
I never give up.
max. If you're greater, fine, I need to
I'll do it.
extend my range. Otherwise I will not. And if this is not the case, I can say breakout. No need to check for any other. If that's not the case,
My brain is a bit slow. The prachna. Very efficient, but it's very slow. So what we are doing here is first for loop. We are checking the array. We are taking the start index and end index from the first one. And what we are doing, we are checking if the answer array is empty or not. If it's not empty, and also the end of the last element of the element is um lesser than answer dot back. Answer dot back of 1. Yeah, how? Okay, for I 0, answer is not, it is empty, it's false.